All right, we've been checking all around the state to bring you a live look of the conditions, and Hartford's also getting hit. Joining us live right now is Mayor Arunan Arulampalam.
Mayor, welcome. Thanks for joining us this morning. I know it's busy for you helping to run the city of Hartford. How is the city's response so far to this blizzard? Tell us about the conditions and how things are going the way of cleaning up sort of in real time.
Yeah, I'm seeing the same thing out my window that so many of our residents are seeing. It has been whiteout conditions for a lot of the morning, and DPW has been working around the clock here in the city of Hartford to make sure we can keep our roads clear, to make sure that we can get around our city safely. We've been lucky. People have really complied here in the city of Hartford. We've worked together, and folks have gotten their cars off the road. They've stayed off the road themselves. We haven't had any major incidents so far, which for a blizzard like this is really something. You know, we hadn't had any major snowstorms in about a decade, and we've gotten now the second one in about a month. And so I think all of the first responders are working as hard as they can. It's been a rough winter, but doing an incredible job out there, just trying to make sure that we can get around to every corridor. Obviously, we've got a lot of hospitals here in the city of Hartford. The state capitol and a lot of first responders here. We want to make sure that both all of those major institutions, but also all of our residents are able to stay safe during the storm. And so we're doing everything we can to get those roads clear.
And Mayor Arulampalam, you said that the community has been really responsive. I know that you said during a press conference during, I believe, the weekend that you were going to have no tolerance for people leaving their cars on the streets. So where can people park right now? And you said that everyone has been, compliant, but where can people park? And here's my big question: how could this potentially impact school for tomorrow?
Yeah, we're going to continue to get out information on tomorrow. We've got blue light lots open all across the city. And so we've got a list on our website. And also, if you want to reach out to 311, they can get you that information. But all of the school lots, all of the recreation centers across the city, a number of other blue light lots. So every neighborhood has some blue light lots. Because those lots are used for parking, it impacts, obviously, the time that schools can open. And we're in constant communication with our schools to figure out what the right balance is of making sure that we can clear these streets and get folks off these streets, but also bring cars back in to be able to open up school. We are going to get information on that to residents throughout the day here. We want to watch and see how the storm tapers off later in the afternoon before we make a real determination on that. Obviously, safety is the first consideration here, and then we also want to make sure that we're clearing all of those roads as far as we can. What we've learned from the last major storm is that once those cars come back onto the streets, it's just so much harder in the days and weeks ahead to try to get snow off of those streets. And so we want to make sure that we make as thorough a pass as we can of the snow before we bring those cars back on. And so that once folks go back to usual, once business goes back to usual, that we really have clear streets, that we have streets in which folks can get out of their homes and get out of neighborhoods and through the streets of Hartford without any major incidents.
Mayor, where do you put all the snow? I mean, this is not easy in any urban environment. For the city of Hartford, does some of it end up in the Connecticut River? Where does it go?
No, it doesn't. And, a lot of my friends have sent me videos of what New York does. I think they tend to dump some of their snow, or if they, those hot tubs turn it into water, they put it in the Hudson. We can't because of the ecological impact that it would have on the Connecticut River. And so we've got to find lots for all of this snow to go, which is really difficult. In the last storm, I think at one point we said we had cleared 40 million pounds of snow. Actually, the updated numbers are from the last storm. We cleared 70 million pounds of snow in the city of Hartford, and we have lots of there's a few around the city where we put them, but it is a feat to try to clear that level of snow, to get it off of streets and out of neighborhoods. And so we're now, having been hit with the second major storm, we're really doing the best we can to find places to put all the snow to make sure that we can clear it out of our streets.
Yeah, you mentioned the hospitals in the city of Hartford, St. Francis Hartford Hospital, to name a couple, making sure roads are clear for first responders to get people in emergency situations. Also, the bus service. So many people that live in the city of Hartford rely on the buses. What's the status with buses running or not running today and into tomorrow?
Yeah, the state of Connecticut runs the buses through DOT, and so we're in coordination with them. Right now, we don't want anybody to be on the streets, and so as much as possible, we are encouraging folks to stay home. There aren't any buses running at this moment, but we will get information to folks on when services get back up and operating. But right now, everyone should stay inside, no matter who you are. We're trying to make sure that everyone stays in a home, and if they don't have a home, we have teams that are out there making sure that all of our unhoused population, especially in this blizzard, is able to come into shelter. Nobody should be outside in this weather, regardless of who they are or where they are.
Arulampalam, that is such a good point. No one should be outside during the conditions. And just to reiterate, 211, you can call it or go to 211ct.org. All of the resources are there. No one should be outside during these blizzard-like conditions in Hartford County or anywhere, so it's a great resource. Mayor Arunan Arulampalam, thank you so much for your time and for giving us the very latest updates out of Hartford County.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Mayor.